going on, guys? I'm here back with another video here today to give you all my review of Ice Spice's Like. Ice Spice is a new artist who's been really popping off within the past few months with the song Munch, then Bikini Bottom, then In Her Mood. 3 solid, catchy tracks that have been catching a lot of plays and airway and attention. Overall, in terms of what I think of Ice Spice, so far, I think she just makes great, catchy music. I think there's a lot of debate about whether she's the most technical rapper, but I think that with the sea of intense and serious music, it's nice to just be able to chill and have fun, and I think that's what Ice Spice provides, and personally, I think her songs are pretty catchy. Before the review starts, please make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the year, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. So off rip, before I even start talking about the actual project itself, I have to say, seeing the promo, I was already very excited because you guys know the length, right? I do not like, long albums by new artists because I feel like you really have to come up with a lot of song ideas, and if you're not quite capable of that, the album may suffer. But this was really cool. Quick 6-song mixtape, definitely a great way to start off what is hopefully a fruitful career. With that being said, let's get into it. Starting off with the writing, overall it was mid. It wasn't really much crazy. Very simple rhymes, not as many punchlines of note that really would go over my head. It wasn't bad. Obviously, there was no repeating bars. There was no bad bars or anything like that. But it was just sort of basic pop rap lingo. I will say, of course, creating that terminology of the munch is super, super dope, and having that impact on the culture is really, really fire. And so I do want to point that out, that she definitely sort of, and that is in the writing, right? So that is really, really cool. But overall, like I said, punchlines weren't really much crazy, but still not bad. And honestly, given everything else that was happening with the record, wasn't really all that noticeable. Flows, I gotta give this a good, bro. Ice Spice has some good flows in my opinion. Very enjoyable, very catchy hooks. I really like the way her contrast with the drill beat, where she'll come with this very far softer voice, which I think makes her soundscapes very different, which is really, really cool. I really enjoy the different flows that she wanted to use, especially on songs like In Her Mood. I really enjoyed what she kind of got into on the verses. And overall, the flows were really fun and catchy. That was definitely one of the highlights of the record for me, was the flows, because there was so many pockets that to me that were just so much fun and just so great to listen to. So yeah, flows, definitely going to give those a great. Overall, I got to give the production and creativity a good. Overall, really good drill beats, really enjoyable to listen to. Great samples throughout, especially on In Her Mood. I really like that beat a lot. I really like how the vocal sample was very muffled, and it was kind of like you could hear it in the background. And it kind of gave Ice Spice a lot of support, I feel like, in that song. That was really, really fun to listen to. There was a bit of a weird, overly distorted bass, which I've been hearing recently in certain drill songs that I really don't like. But that was a smaller part of the record, so I don't really count that too deep, you know what I'm saying, against her. But overall, like I said, the production was, overall pretty solid. Nothing obviously crazy or overly inventive or over the top. Also, not as much variety, right, in the production. And so that's why it's not going to get no great or amazing. But overall, the production and creativity, it was good. It was solid. Musical execution, this, like the flows, was great. Really, really enjoyed the way that everything came out, man. From song to song to song, great choruses, super fun verses, super catchy beats. I think because this was such a small album, she could really, you can maximize every single song idea. And going through it, there's really not a lively moment in the album. Honestly, it has me wanting more, which is definitely what you want from an early mixtape. But that was really, really great. Overall, yeah, musical execution was great. And the feature, I'm kind of debating between good and mid, but I think I've kind of settled on mid, to be honest. TJ was fine. The bars and the lyrics were actually pretty cool. Um, but his flow was a bit weird, and I don't know what he was doing with his voice. I don't know if it was just less singing or what it was, but it was a bit strange to me what he was doing with his voice. Like I said, though, this could kind of change. I'm in between good and mid because his lyrics, like I said, were really, really strong, and I really, really enjoyed that aspect of his music. But with that being said, there was only one feature, so it didn't really affect the record that much, right? So it wasn't the biggest deal in the world. But yeah, TJ did his thing. I would have loved to hear him on a chorus, maybe. I think that would have been really, really cool. But yeah, overall, feature was okay. Um, and so therefore, overall, I'm gonna give this project a good, man. I think it was a pretty good project. Definitely shows Ice Spice at her best. I really enjoyed how there were different song ideas that sort of came to fruition and were fully realized on stuff like Gangsta Boo and Princess Diana. And I feel like she makes fun, catchy music. And I think once her writing comes up, she's got a potential to be like a real contender. In New York. But of course, it's going to all come due with time. But definitely, as a way to start your career, this is really, really, really good. With that being said, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all for watching the video and have a good day. Peace, y'all.